Hello everybody, myself Tanvi. I'm here again to teach a new topic of corporate law. The name of the new topic is mergers and acquisitions, and I think you must be aware the concept of mergers and acquisitions have been so popular that 2013, when the Companies Act was amended, after so many years, the concept of mergers and acquisitions were regulated in a proper way and included provisions under Companies Act and set of rules of Companies Act. Now this is the concept which is prevailing in Indian market and also contributing to Indian economy to a greater limit. That is the reason mergers and acquisitions is of ultimate importance. Now, in this particular video, I would cover the concept of what is merger and acquisitions in India and what is the history of mergers and acquisitions in India and what are the driving factors or drivers of mergers and acquisitions, what is the recent trend of mergers acquisition and its challenges. I have also discussed some of the major mergers acquisitions in India and also I've given a future outlook. Um, Now, in this particular video, I would only talk about history, drivers, recent trends, and all this. In the next video, I will cover the provisions of Companies Act with reference to mergers and acquisitions. Uh, I hope the video is informative. Now, mergers and acquisition in India. Mergers and acquisitions, as we know, imply alliances of two or more companies, where a merger leads to formation of a new company. Acquisition leads to purchase of a company by other and no new company is formed. So, merger and acquisitions, as we know, imply alliance of two or more companies in formation of a new company. For example, A plus B is equal to C is merger. But acquisition leads to purchase of a company by another. A so now A plus B is equal to A only. There's no new company, but the company is expanded. India in recent past has seen a great potential in case of merger and acquisition deals. And in the further video, I will also talk about major mergers and acquisitions which have been taken place till now. It is being played vigorously in many industrial sectors of the economy. Many Indian companies have been growing the inorganic way to gain access to new market, and many foreign companies are targeting Indian companies for their growth and expansion. It has been spreading far and wide through various verticals on all business platforms. And if I talk about the history of merger and acquisition in India, after independence, during the initial years, very few corporations came together and they did it. It was a friendly negotiated deal. The reason behind less number of mergers and acquisitions were due to provisions of MRTP Act 1969, wherein the firm had to follow a pressurized procedure to get approval for the same, which acted as a deterrent. Now MRTP Act has been repealed. Now MRTP Act has been repealed and Competition Act has come into existence. Concept of merger and acquisition in India was not very popular until the year 1988. This year saw an unfriendly takeover by Swaraj Port Overpay DCM Limited, which later had turned out to be ineffective. After the economic reforms that took place in 1991, there was an intense competition compared Indian companies to opt for mergers and acquisitions, which later on became a vital option for them to expand vertically and horizontally. What are the drivers of mergers and acquisitions in India? The first is right to entry. Acquisition acquisitions that take place abroad permit Indian companies to gain an access to developed markets across the globe. Technology transfer: corporations require technologies to manufacture particular product or a service which is not available here. By acquiring or collaborating companies abroad, they get access to the technologies. Third point is hedging country risk. Merger and acquisitions are also attempted to reduce the reliance on Indian markets and escape local business cycles. If we talk about recent trends of merger acquisitions in India, uh, year 2012, so we saw a slowdown in mergers and acquisition in India. It hit a 3-year low, down by almost 61% from its preceding year. This was majorly caused by the tough macroeconomic climate created due to Eurozone crisis and other domestic reasons such as inflation, fiscal deficit, and currency. The year 2014 has started off on a positive note with inbound mergers and acquisition deals in India, which has so far seen 15 deals in the first 2 months. The general elections due in the upcoming month would have a huge impact on the mergers acquisition in India. If you see the tabular representation, I have clearly shown 3 years and the concept of mergers and acquisitions, uh, which has been an increase. Number of deals 644 and billions is 44.6 billion. 2012 598 and value 35.4. 2013 500 and value is 30. We're talking about slowdown of merger. Challenges of mergers and acquisition in India: regulatory ambiguity. Mergers and acquisition laws and regulations are still developing and trying to catch up with the global mergers and acquisition scenario. Legal development. There has been consistently new legal developments such as Competition Act 2002 restored SEBI takeover regulations in 2001, and also the notification of limited section of New Companies Act 2013, which has led to issues in India regarding their interpretation and effect on deals, valuation and process. Holder involvement: institutional investors in the minority position have become active in observing the investee companies. These are the challenges which mergers and acquisitions are facing in today's scenario. What are the major mergers and acquisitions in India which have taken place? First is Bharti Airtel. Bharti Airtel acquired Kuwait-based Zen Telecom African business for uh, USD 10.7 billion, which has been considered the largest ever cross-border deal in an emerging market. Tata Steel takeover on Chorus in 2007 is considered to be largest Indian takeover, whose deal value was worth $7.6 billion, which also made Tata the uh, fifth largest steel company. Third major merger and acquisition was Vodafone has acquired 52% of interest in Hutchinson FR from Hong Kong-based Hutchinson Telecommunications International for about $10.83 billion. Subhash Chandra SL Packaging (EPL) acquired the Swiss tube packaging major Propak to become the world largest in laminated tubes. Aditya Birla's Aditya Birla Group's Hindalco Industries, India's largest non-ferrous metals company, acquired Canada-based Novelis in all-cash transaction for $6 billion. These are the logos of the companies who are involved in mergers and acquisitions. These are very prominent, and I think we must have read about them or heard about them in day-to-day affairs. Now, if you talk about future outlook, India is becoming a highly sought after destination for mergers and acquisition deals. India must concentrate upon refining the process, increasing the simplicity in doing business abroad, and legalities involved in them. Key to success is keeping fundamentals in place, that is to bring into line acquisitions to the entire business strategy plan and execute rigorous integration process and take adequate awareness of all relevant regulatory norms. This uh, is all about mergers and acquisitions. In my another video, continuation video to this concept of merger acquisitions, I will cover provisions of Indian Companies Act with regard to the concept, and we will talk majorly about the legal provisions involved and prominent spaces. Thank you so much.